Okay, so hopefully this sounds good to you guys. I'm not coming in like shit, so let's see. Let's see here if I'm not coming in as shit. Okay, so I'm not coming in as shit, so that's good. Sorry about earlier, guys. I had mic related issues. My bad. I cranked up my mic sky freaking high. Oh, I turned it up kind of sky freaking high, and then what I did was it was like, oh shit, okay. I was like, all right, cool. I turned myself up sky fucking high for the hell of it. So earlier, I stand by what I said about NXT. I'm not NXT, AEW. I stand by that. I have never been so disappointed in a show in my world in a minute. I was really disappointed. It was like when I came on here a couple years back on this very channel, and I talked about I literally just I don't know. I came on here a couple years ago. It was when Roman beat Cody, and I said the same shit. You know, I said I was really upset. I was real mad. I said this is WWE, but then they play the swerve, you know what I mean? So yeah. As I said before, I'm not and I want to make this very clear, and yo, what's up, Josh? I was so upset Trick William lost. I feel that. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Well, they got to have Trick Williams lose. You know what I mean? And I know people don't want to hear that, but Trick Williams has to lose. Trick Williams is destined for the main roster, man. Like at this point, I wouldn't be surprised after Elimination Chamber he gets called up, or he gets called up eventually. You know what I mean? I think the days are numbered for Trick Williams and Roxanne Perez at this point. I think. I do not know who's in this new group, to be honest with you. I'm very interested in this new group though. And do we get a Ricky Stark sighting tonight? I forgot if we did or we did. Maybe you guys could tell me if we did. Because I was watching it on Netflix and then I got up to make dinner. So I had roast beef sandwich tonight with the provolone cheese and the horseradish. It was so good with the lettuce and tomato. Oh my God. Okay, we did. Okay, cool. Cool deal. Cool deal. Because I came back and then they were already they were already on other things, so I kind of just went with it, and then I kind of watched the highlights a little bit. He signs his contract next Tuesday. Okay, right on. Cool deal. That's what they need to be doing with Ricky Starks, to be honest. Let me be real with you guys here. I thought NXT Revengeance Day was a step above AEW tonight. I do. If you want to go by pay-per-views, you want to go by TV, everything that was on wrestling-wise. You're so ready for Jordan Grace? I think a lot of people are. I think my body is ready. I'm ready for American Mommy. She could be the new she could be the American Mommy, okay? I'm good. She could do her little like hold thruster on me, okay? I'm good. We're good. And then we can have Zyra as the other mommy, the next version of mommy, all right? We're good. Life is good. Tonight they did a good job. I thought NXT did a very good job tonight with triple threat between all three of them. I wouldn't say no to all that. We can have the women's meat mountain. I'm cool with that. With Muscle Mountain, I'm cool with that. You know how Tony Khan says, meat madness. We can have women's meat madness, okay? I'm just saying, I'll sign up for that. You could pay me for that. Actually, that match would actually be pretty good. If you had Zyra, formerly known as Delta, and then you have Jordan Grace, and you also have Mommy in a match, and you put that title on the line on that, that would be pretty sweet. I know, fantasy booking. But I will say tonight, outside that Uma Felly match that was just bleh, I don't understand why. I think they didn't have, I don't think they had somebody for Uma yet. I don't think they had a faction or things ready for him. But to be honest with you, I really enjoyed the rest of the show, though. Outside that title match, I really like that women's match, to be honest with you. Um, I really enjoyed. You know, Roxanne Perez, love her, hate her, whatever, and Cora Jade. I think both of them. I know Cora Jade hasn't won the big one yet, and I know she's going to eventually when they're ready to pull that trigger. But I wouldn't be mad if they brought up Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. I wouldn't be mad. You know what I mean? Like, to you guys, I wouldn't be upset if they brought out both of them to the main roster in a package deal. I wouldn't, like, to be real with you, I wouldn't be like pissed off. You're waiting for Josh Alexander to appear in NXT. Well, it's going to be interesting to see where Josh goes. I don't know if that's rumored or speculated. It's going to be interesting because Josh doesn't care about WrestleMania moments. And AEW needs something right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if he took a bag full of money from AEW. But I can also see him in WWE. Another person that I'm excited for that's going to get released out of a contract that I really think that needs to be out of AEW, and they're right now negotiating with his lawyers right now to release him is Rey Fenix. I think Rey Fenix would be perfect for the WWE roster. I think the Lucha Brothers in WWE, I think everybody's ready for it. I just think it's disappointing they haven't done it yet. And Tony Khan, it's typical Tony Khan. Should just release Rey Fenix at this point. But they're in negotiations. Supposedly, they've been in negotiations the last 3 days, so we'll see. Can you see Miro returning? Yes, I can. Oh, yeah. I think they would do Miro. I think they would do Rusev a lot better. I think he needs to come back as Rusev. With the current events that are happening in the world, he would be the biggest heel that they have. Next to Logan Paul and Dominic. I think it'd be 1, 2, 3. I think if he came back as Miro and started doing the whole for Russia, like he did an allegiance with Russia, dude, that would be fire. I'm telling you, that would be fire. Vladimir Klazov, if he comes back. I don't want Rusev to come back as Miro because people are not going to know what he is. Come back as Rusev. Be the Russian Destroyer, or you could be the Bulgarian Brute, but I don't care. Just come back as the Russian Destroyer. I'd be okay with that. And then play off Putin. I'd be okay with that. Come back dressing up in a suit, kind of like Gunther, but like military-wise. Like, you guys remember Vladimir Kozlov? Remember that guy? That guy was so much heel heat. So much heel heat. Let's see here. This group going after Uma was crazy. Oh, yeah, for sure. I want to know who's in that group, though. I'm wondering who they signed to put in that group. WWE's been signing a lot of people. Now, here's my question with WWE. If you're going out and you're signing all these people, right? Here's the problem that WWE's going to run into. You're going to have to release more people. Unfortunately, you're signing Ricky Starks how much money? See, TKO group has not been about keeping people on the roster. So we're going to see who else gets released because WWE did say there was more releases coming. And I have a funny feeling, and with if you guys didn't see over the week, all the releases that happened in TNA, Chrissy Hemme was released, Josh Matthews was fired, 5 executives were let go, and they're all lining up. I guess Ed Nordholm was let go, Cologne was let go, a whole bunch of people were let go. I could see Ricky Starks doing it in a faction, but I can also see him being shot to the moon and back, though. You don't keep Ricky Starks on your NXT roster for too long. Ricky Starks is going to be your North American champion real quick. I think he takes out the Don. I think he goes there first. I think that's what they do with him. They got to shoot him to the moon and back. So to do it real fast. And I could see Ricky Starks being called up right after SummerSlam. I do. I don't think Ricky Starks is going to be very much longer in NXT very long. I think this is just going to get his feet wet with the WWE way, and I think he's going to be on the main roster. Future NXT champion. I don't think he's going to be there long enough to be an NXT champion. I think he's going to be North American. I think they're going to try to give him something quick to make him look big. I want him to stay in NXT for a while, grow that brand as the future. You know what I mean? With Uma Feli, right? I want to see him progress in NXT. But I can understand from what I was reading and what I'm hearing on podcasts, this guy is the future. This is your guy. If you want to build, he's pretty much, and I don't want to compare him. He's like your Jalen Hurts. You bring him in, you put him on the main roster. Him, Ricky Starks, and Braun Breaker. Oh my God, take my money. Like, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Braun Breaker and Ricky Starks, just think about it. In a year's time from now, for a title. Think about it. Think about Braun Breaker being champion and Ricky Starks finally making his main roster, and they build him up to be, for a world heavyweight title. Think about that. You got Charlotte winning at WrestleMania 41, and then Becky returning and going after Charlotte. Ooh, that's interesting. That is very, very interesting, my guy. I have it the other way around. I have Charlotte losing. I have Charlotte losing, and then I have Becky coming out. I really do think you're gonna have Charlotte turning heel at WrestleMania, because she's gonna be playing a tweener. Think about it. She's gonna be playing a tweener, to where she could play babyface, non-babyface. So to be honest with you guys, I really think it's gonna be, or i.e. you do like you did before. Maybe you have Becky Lynch come sit at the commentary booth and fuck like they did with CM Punk. I got John Cena winning the Elimination Chamber. I got Cena all the way. My cards are with Cena. There's no other way. People are gonna shit on it if it's Punk. People are gonna shit on it if it's anybody else but Cena. I got Cena and Cody at Mania, and I got Cena going over. I do. There's no other way. There's just no other way. WWE booked themselves into a conundrum. If you put CM Punk there, people are gonna riot. They're trying to please the fans. I don't like it. I don't like the decision, but I understand it. They got to please the fans. And how long do you keep John Cena with the belt, though? That's going to be the $1 million question. What if Punk uses his favor? I don't think Punk's going to use his favor at all. I think he's going to use it down the road. I think, honestly, what you do is you give John Cena the belt, right? I think you have him and Cody. You make that your night 2 main event. You have Cena go over. You let him beat the record, because pretty much it's going to be the baton being passed. And then, because Cody's had enough time with the belt. Let's just keep it a buck here on this channel. Cody's had enough time. And I think, out of all of it, I could see Punk using his favor like SummerSlam. Kind of like a cash-in. I could see him doing it SummerSlam or another big pay-per-view, and then taking the belt off of Cena. I could see that. Because I don't think Cena's gonna hold the belt for very long. I really don't think Cena's gonna hold that belt. Jacob Fatu versus Solo at WrestleMania 41. I got that locked in. I'm with you. I think Jacob Fatu Solo would be a hell of a match. I really think I think Jacob Fatu is an amazing piece of talent. I have him over on my. If I was doing a roster right now, WWE wise, I would have Jacob Fatu on there. Jacob would be like a guy that I build around. He is too good. He was too good in MLW. He's too good now. Like it's now you pull the trigger on him. But what I would do with Jacob Fatu though is, here's my thing with Jacob. I would have Jacob go over to. I'd have Jacob, if you beat Solo, I would have him go over to Monday Night Raw. Now hear me out. Hear me out. Why? You have this guy go through the transfer portal, have him go into, and you have him versus Jey Uso for that World Heavyweight title. You do. And then you have Jacob Fatu go over Jey Uso. That's your new World Heavyweight Champion. I wouldn't be mad. I know some people are going to tell me, well, Jey Uso, you're not even letting him have a cup of coffee. Like, does it matter? He can hold it for 6 months until SummerSlam. And then you can have Jacob Fatu go up, 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 have him win the Intercontinental real quick, have him go up, 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 and then you have him win the real shit. Now, that's going to be at the expense of Braun Breaker, but does Braun Breaker, do you give him, I think Jacob Fatu, I think if you signed him for all this money and you put him on the main roster, you didn't have him go through NXT, you have him blow the line. Have him go for it. Because I'm all about Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is really good hype, and I would see him as a world heavyweight champion. That's what I would do. I'd have him go on Raw, be his own thing, and then just have him destroy his cousin in a match. Seriously. I love Jey Uso. Don't get me wrong. I like Yeet. But I also like Jacob Fatu. I like his stuff. Let me read your next one, bud. I got Roman versus, yeah, it's the same here. I got Roman and I got Punk. I think that's where they're leading to WrestleMania 41. Or Punk could pull his favor and make it a triple threat at Mania. That's the other thing I'm thinking they could do. They could do some trickery where they have they can have Roman versus Rollins, and then they Cody. It could be Cody, Cena, and CM Punk, and then you still have John Cena win it, because then John Cena doesn't have to. Then Cody's protected if you go there. Cody doesn't lose the title necessarily, and you keep that window open where Cody can win it back down the line if they want to go that way. And that makes sense because, to be honest with you, to be real, what would you do with Cena? This is the question. This is why I didn't like Cena. This is why a lot of you don't realize why I didn't want Cena to be up there. What do you do with him? Who do you have him feud with? He didn't look good he looked gassed. Okay, so let's keep this a buck. At Royal Rumble, he looked gassed. You're going to make him be a full-time wrestler? And then here's the other question. Do you have Cody? Do you have Cena do open challenges every week? Because how much more does he have in the tank? If he's talking about retiring, how much do you give him on the tank? Are you going to give him a Roman-esque type schedule where he shows up here and there? Because that makes the title like shit. What if Roxanne wins the chamber match and Mommy versus Roxanne? Oh, that would be good. I'd be all for it. I don't know. It's really tough. Who do you think? Like, I would be okay if Roxanne wins if Roxanne is in the chamber. I wouldn't be mad. That's tough, though. I thought it was going to be Mommy versus Charlotte. I thought they were going to run that back. I really thought for a minute there, and it's Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte. I mean, I guess it's going to come at the expense of Tiffany Stratton. I don't know. Honestly, guys, the Jada Parker, Connor Jordan, and Petrovich were shown separately watching this upcoming match. So I honestly think it's going to be Karen Petrovich versus Stephanie Vaquer as the first defense, because they got to give Petrovich something. Bianca is the one that attacked Jade. Who knows? They're showing that it's a Judgment Day. So we'll see who knows. But real life, I guess from my understanding, the reason why they pulled Jade off of TV, and this is rumor, it's speculated, so we're going into speculation town, that Bianca Belair and Jade did not really get along with each other. Jade did not want to be in a tag team with Bianca to begin with. She wanted to be singles, and Triple H thought different. That's the rumor and speculation department. So that's what I've been seeing on news sites. The other one that I read today that's been confirmed, that it's going to be Triple H, Road Dogg, and somebody else writing for SmackDown going forward in 2025. I'm cool with that. I like Road Dogg. Road Dogg is perfect for that. I heard that they're shaking up the trio over on NXT and all these shows. There's going to be 3 different writers, 3 main writers, Triple H. I guess Bruce Pritchard is like an executive or something like that makes that gets like some type of rights and things. So I'm cool. I'm cool with it. Like I said, NXT's becoming really good shit, man. Like, but I wouldn't be mad if it's Belair and Jade for something at Mania. They just need to get the belts off of. Honestly, they just need to get the belts. It's crazy, all the WWE wrestlers that got released, all the factions that broke up. Well, the New Testament, the Final Testament wasn't going anywhere. Like, I understand why AOP got released. The Final Testament wasn't going anywhere, to be honest with you. And Scarlett Bordeaux and Karrion Kross they're good at their own thing. Scarlett Bordeaux is sexy as shit. I don't even know why she was like a side character to the whole thing. Karrion Kross should be a monster. He should be going through people. He should have been 3 times champion already. That's a fuck up by Vince McMahon's team and Triple H's team. Scarlett Bordeaux should be the manager. She should be the hot lady like Lana. And they should every week be going through people. Alexa Bliss is definitely joining the Wyatt Six. They got to do something with the Wyatt Six. I've told you guys this before. They got to do something with her. Alexa, mute yourself. They definitely got to do something with Alexa. But I wouldn't mind seeing Alexa have a run by herself. They got plenty of stuff that they could do with Alexa. They can have her and Nikki Cross, Sister Abigail, come together. They could do. I was shocked that there was no wrestlers from India in WWE anymore. I heard Triple H doesn't like wrestlers from India. Triple H doesn't like big, bulky guys. Triple H has been about luchas, and have you noticed the paradigm shift? There's not big, bulky guys like there once was. Like big, like Brock Lesnar kind of guys. Did you not notice that with Duke Hudson? Duke Hudson was a big, bulky guy. Do you notice Rich Holland is not getting booked like that anymore either? Like, which is interesting. Like, Rich Holland should be up on the main roster. He's a killer. But also Tony Khan's that way too, though. Tony Khan doesn't really book big men like that. Like, have you noticed with Will Hobbs and Wardlow, they really have not manufactured anything. Now, I want to say this. One thing I will say on this review, and this is an AEW thing. I should have said something in my AEW review, and I apologize about the audio on that review being garbage. I've been playing with audio settings, so my bad. I'm going to say this real quickly. Keith Lee, I hope stays healthy in 2025. That's my big thing with him. I hope Keith Lee comes back because Keith Lee could be TNT champion. Keith Lee could be Ring of Honor champion. I want to see Keith Lee stay healthy. That's all I ask in 2025. I like Keith Lee. I've been praying for him for a long time. I just want this man to be on the road of healthiness. He's been gone for 2 years unhealthy, and supposedly he's had health issues to bone issues, and I guess he was taken off the main roster for health issues, and I don't know if Tony Khan's gonna hold on to that. I know Edge won't defeat Moxley. We will find out some way to cheat. I hope that the Death Riders lose their belts. I do. The Death Riders suck. I said that in my other review. The Death Riders can eat shit at this point. I'm over them. I'm done with Moxley. I'm happy. Look, I've said this to you guys. Moxley carried AEW on his back during the Punk issues when MJF was under contract disputes. I get it. That's your dark horse. That's your workhorse. I get it. But at this point, it's time for him to lose the belt. It's not working. People are hating it. I'm hating it. Everybody has said it didn't go nowhere. It has gone nowhere. They keep bringing it out like, what was that group back in the day? It's like Jinder Mahal. It was like Jinder Mahal a few years ago. It's like, it didn't work then. It doesn't work now. He's getting go-away heat. Moxley just needs to go into the shadows for a while. Take a vacation. I wouldn't be mad if Edge won it. Copeland won the title, and they ran it with him for a while. Moxley does not need a title. I'm sorry. And then I wouldn't be mad if they just went away from him altogether in his group and let them just be what they need to be. Let them go into the shadows and take them off TV for a while. Wouldn't mind. If the Death Riders came back as a different thing, I'd be okay with that. I've always said the Death Riders are not bad. They're just being booked terribly. Like, they're not being booked right. And I know John Moxley and RJ City is working on that, but it's not been good. It's been horrible. Tonight, where do they go with Fatal Influence at this point? You know, Fenlon, Henley, I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to break up this group, release them? Because I don't see them going anywhere with that one. I don't think she's going to go get her North American title back. I just don't see that happening anytime soon. Faxium, again, a great showing against Josh Briggs and Yokohaki. I can't even say his name properly. My bad if I'm butchering it. Tonight was a good showing, but what are they going to do with Faxium? Because they got to bring him up eventually. They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to drop the belts eventually, because WWE needs tag teams right now. Like, these guys are piping hot, but the problem is you gotta move these guys. You gotta move them to the main roster, because right now SmackDown's hurting for tag teams, and I just don't see. What if Roman Reigns shows up at the Chamber? I wouldn't be mad with that. Wouldn't be mad if they somebody got hurt, and then they do what they did with how did they do that? They did that with Eddie Thorpe. Yeah, that's what they did with Eddie Thorpe. He was hurt. They pulled him. Wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't shock me either. Roman Reigns plays politics, gets himself in there, or Roman Reigns takes out Logan Paul. I wouldn't be mad. Eddie win tonight. Well, Eddie Thorpe, they got to build up. He was like their main attraction, juicy signing. He was an indie darling up in the indie scene. They got to let him win. They got to build him up, and to his heel work, Shawn Michaels is building him. So he's kind of got that Shawn Michaels-esque. Trick needs to go to the main roster, man. I don't know why they're not pulling that trigger. Trick for main roster. I think he should be on Raw or SmackDown at least. Him and Camelo need to run it back. Camelo's floundering on the main roster without him. You could totally tell that Carmelo has not been the same since he's and you know the sad part of that is, and I'm going to tell you guys this, and this is my biggest fear, and I don't want to make this a race thing, and I don't want to sound this way, but have you noticed African American or black athletes in WWE don't get booked properly? Have you noticed that? Like, I just don't understand that. And it's me not being racist or anything. It's just me noticing, like, WWE did not put any stock into Carmelo Hayes, and Carmelo Hayes was 2-time NXT champion, and they have done nothing with him. A&E tomorrow. It looks good. It looks like The Voice meets WWE. I like that. I have it on my DVR on DirecTV to record, so I'll probably watch it off to the side when I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'm excited for what my Lakers are going to do. Hopefully, after the All-Star game, they figure it out, because Luka Doncic, I don't know what the hell he's thinking. Luka's like, Reeves needs to sit on the bench. And I'm like, no, Reeves does not need to sit on the bench. What you need to do is you need to learn to play with him. Stop the madness. Let's get back into talking about this card here. Is there anything else I want to go over here on this card? Eddie Thorpe, Trick Williams. I'm not surprised with that one. Let's see here. Ethan Page defeating Javon Evans. I'm not surprised. They got to give. This is a blunder with me. They brought in Ethan Page, right? They brought him in to be this big force, and then now you did so much for him. Now you're having dwindling down the card. That's kind of the same like Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes started out so hot, and then all of a sudden now he's fizzling on the main roster. This is the thing about AEW, or sorry, WWE, that I don't like right now, is you build these stars up to have them go down in the cards. That's not what I want to see. So it's good to see Ethan Page winning. Umafeli needed to win. I don't understand why they had A-Town down under here. They should have had somebody else. See, that's why I would have said Ricky Starks would have been perfect. Had Ricky Starks here, have him lose anyway, have him have a good showing, and have Omufeli do like an open challenge, and then you have Ricky Starks come out and take the challenge, and then take him to the limit, and then you build Ricky Starks up to have another showing somewhat at their version of WrestleMania for NXT, have him win the title right off the rip. But then people will tell me, well, didn't they just do that with Ethan Page with Trick Williams? I'm like, yeah, but the difference is you would build him up. You would have him win every week leading up to them facing each other. That would be great. Reeves is a monster. Reeves is definitely a monster. Dude, the dude could drop 40 when he wants to drop 40. The problem is with my Lakers is they don't have faith in him. They don't have faith in Dalton Connect either. And now with that trade probably being rescinded back, hopefully not. I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that. Hopefully Mark Williams stays where he needs to stay. Where he needs to stay at. Again, I have Roxanne Perez showing up on the main roster. I mean, I think it's time for her to shine. I hope it stays Ricky Starks because that's what the people know him for. I hope it's Ricky Starks. I hope they don't do a Alexa King kind of deal. If they do a Lexus King kind of deal with him, I'm going to be mad. Or maybe he comes in as absolute Ricky Starks. Who knows? But I hope it stays Ricky Starks. I hope he doesn't come in as a different name. If he comes in as a different name, I'm going to be really upset. Because Ricky Starks deserves better than that. I think he spelled his name under Ricky Starks. And why wouldn't WWE want to own it? The branding with that. Bailey and Cora Jade. Can I be honest with all of you guys? Cora Jade. She should be up on the main roster. She's too good. She's too sexy and too good. Roxanne Perez, same thing. Like, they need to bring up Roxanne Perez immediately and just have her transcend. I think she's due for a women's title. I think she's going to be the next. I really do. It's either that or she's going to be Lyra Valkyrie. Because Lyra's going nowhere. That's my personal opinion. And then those women tag team belts need to come off of Naomi at this point. Naomi needs to be doing a million other things. I think if you have Charlotte come back and win, then you need Naomi to be up there, up in the upper cards. You can't have Naomi sitting down in the tag team division like that. In the women's tag team division, it would make no sense. I honestly will tell you guys that I just don't think that she needs to be there. It seems odd to me. Naomi was winning championships, not like ever since she's come back off of NXT or in TNA. It's not been great. I wish she would have just stayed in TNA, honestly. But money speaks. Now, here's another question for all of you. Where does Cedric Alexander go? That's another guy that Josh Alexander and is trying to restore his tag team. Josh Alexander was talking about TNA run again. Another one. I would like to see Jordan Grace and Ricky Starks in WWE at some point. They're probably going to. Probably with DLC right off the rip. I could see that. I was watching a video. Yesterday. What was it? I was watching a video showing NBA and WWE how the graphics have changed over the years and how NBA is digressing while WWE is progressing. Kind of like how NBA, the last good NBA with graphics was like 16, and then the rest of them have been all trash. In graphics wise, they've been like dumbing it down, watering it down for my city or my park or whatever it is. And then WWE, they show how the graphics were shitty, and then all of a sudden, in the last 3 years, the graphics have gotten better and better and better. Then I watched another video on MLB The Show, the new one, how the graphics are terrible. And I was like, Jesus. I'm still gonna play it. I'm still gonna play MLB this year, though. I mean, that's not changing with me. I'm a big MLB fan, so I'll be playing MLB. But it comes on the Game Pass, though, so I'm not too worried about that. As long as I keep my Game Pass subscription up, I'm not worried. But yeah, NXT tonight, I'm going to be honest with you, was a step above AEW tonight. I know my AEW review is going to be a lot longer than this one, and that's okay. The reason why I had a lot to complain about AEW, you guys know, I'm always going to complain. If AEW shows shit, I'm going to tell you when it's shit, and I'm going to speak about it. Yeah, that would be cool too. I would like to see that. I don't think they would. I don't think they would. I don't think Take Two or 2K would carry on. I think AEW, if they're gonna work with somebody, they're gonna work within the Warner Brothers Discovery branch, like NetherRealm, like that does Mortal Kombat. I would like to see AEW get off this hokey pokey crap with signing with these small time developers like THQ Nordic that can't make a game to save their souls. They just tried to make a boxing game that was terrible with what's his face, the guy who was in WWE, the big boxer guy. They had him as the front cover, and it was terrible. He was freaking off. The game was awful for what I saw. I'd like to see AEW go work with EA and take the UFC team and develop something with or NetherRealm. Or better yet, since Kenny Omega is a big fan of Street Fighter, have the Street Fighter team make you something. I'd like to see that, to be honest with you. But I could see them trying to do something with 2K. I could see that too. I'm speaking for 2K. I don't know their situation if they would take on another. Could be. I really hope because the last 2 years of WWE games, I'm gonna be honest with you, my rise has been a recycle of the stories. So hopefully this year they do something big. They should play into Future Glory, Champion, Legends, or something like that. What they're doing on A&E, they got too much stuff that they could pump into for that, which makes no sense why they don't. Oh yeah, in the news, I forgot to mention. Like I said, 3 TNA executives got released. I didn't even know Chrissy Hemme was an executive. I think the island is going to be a game changer. We'll see. We'll see how the island is. The game. We'll see. The island of relevancy. I think that's what they're calling it. We'll see. It's weird with me. I was a big fan, and I know people are going to tell me, "Oh, that game was awful." And Rev, how could you be a fan of it? I was a big fan of NBA. I was a big fan of WWE Underground or 2K Playground or play something rather. That little arcade, that little stupid arcade, blah 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 shit. I was really cool with that. Yeah, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was the one. They have a boxing game. The same developers that did THQ Nordic or whatever it is. They did well, it used to be called THQ, but they had to rechange for legal reasons when they got bought out by somebody else and revitalized. THQ Nordic, the same people that made a shitty Saints Row game that wasn't good. They made AEW, and then they made this boxing game, and the boxing game looked phenomenal. But when you saw people playing it, it was like, ooh. THQ, stay away from making games. The new version of THQ, the old school THQ used to make good games. This new THQ, they do not know what they're doing. What's the big boxing match in September? See, I don't keep up with boxing like that or UFC. I need to start watching UFC and boxing. I know PFL's the new thing because Bellator got bought out. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to end it here. Tonight's show was a B plus effort from WWE tonight. I will be back on the YouTube side of things on Monday. Or I may multi-stream tonight. You never know with me. Thank you, Josh, for coming by. We're going to go over and we're going to start game streaming. I'm kind of craving some gaming over on the Twitch Arena. Oh, Carmelo versus, okay. Carmelo, that should be an interesting one. I'd be out for that. Carmelo's good shit, though. Crawford's pretty good, too, though. In their own rights. I'm going to take off here. I'm going to get on Twitch Arena. If not, I'll be multi-streaming, so I'll be back here on YouTube. But you guys will see me. I got to get back into the swing of streaming, so I had to reload my PC and everything. So, yeah, we're going to be gaming tonight. We're going to be We're going to see what's going on there. Anyway, love you guys as always, and I'll see you on the next one.